Hey, Jeff Boyle here, along with who? Who are you?
David Boyle. How you doing?
David Boyle. This is my younger, better looking brother with me today. And today, what we're going to do is David every day does a deep search, and that deep search on Bimoto tells us the most concerning things for entrepreneurs and what they're facing. So, Dave, what did you find today in your deep research?
Right, just like you were showing on there with the target market. As you look at demographics, it's one thing to think you know your client, and then a whole another thing to really get to know them on a deeper level, your customer market.
Yeah, so basically, right here, this is super highfalutin language. Demographic based personas are now considered insufficient. So it's not a matter of just to know the age of your people. It's not enough just to know where they live or their sex. You need to know them really personally. So, Dave, how do we find that out? How do we really easily get that information? Do you know?
Yes, there's this tremendous tool called the velocity engine.
All right, let's go to the velocity engine. Let's just cut right to it. So this is what you see. You can find this at Bimoto, bimoto.com. Just click the velocity engine up top and you'll come here and we've got a free version of it. Inside of here, this division command, if you type in special agents, these special agents are trained to help you know what you need to know. So up top, if you just search for target market, you're going to see this buyer persona lab. Click on that and it's going to open up a new cockpit for you. This is where you can put in your prompt. So there's a couple different things that you can put in right away. So build a buyer persona for my ideal customer. That's what we're going to do. So just click that. It's going to load that inside of the prompt. And now it's going to ask us for some additional questions. So what's the product or service you sell? What do you think your ideal customer is right now? What's the single biggest problem your product solves for them? I don't want to type that. Do you want to type that, Dave?
No, not
No.
especially.
All right, so I'm just going to say search bimoto.com and you tell me those answers. What's really great about this is this agent is trained to be able to, of course, just not just go out and look at the website Bimoto, but it's then going to go through and give me a deep overview of what my customer wants based upon the content that's on my site. Now, if your site doesn't have great information, you can answer some of the questions the best you can, but you can always say, I don't know. But I'm just doing the shortcut. I put my bimoto.com in there. It says it's a multi-agent AI orchestration. So it's telling me what my products are. Who are my ideal clients? High performance operator, typically a founder, CEO, or head of ops at a fast growing company. They're AI ambitious, but time poor. We run into people all the time that just say, I know I need to use it, but I don't know what to do or how to do it. Can you do it for me? So for those type of CEOs, they know what they want, but they just may not be able to do it. They're not looking just for a chatbot, but a sophisticated command center that can handle complex business logic. So from there, this agent does a deep psychological blueprint. So this isn't just knowing the age, this is knowing the surface pain. So the surface pain, I have too much to do and not enough elite talent to delegate to. Next one, they have a fear of stagnation. And this is a good one. They have a secret desire, omnipotence. They want to feel like they have a 50-person elite team at their fingertips without the payroll or the management overhead. They want to be the fastest mover in their industry. So you can see right here, this isn't just, as we put on here, the old demographic information of knowing approximately how much money they make and maybe where they live and maybe if they're a man or a woman. That's not enough anymore. This one, this buyer persona, is trained to dive deep into the pains, the fears, the secret desires. And why is that stuff important, Dave?
Well, that's what gets you knowing them on a deeper level. Otherwise, it's just superficial first level information that doesn't give you a lot of insights into your customers.
Yeah. We study a lot of different sales techniques, and there's one from Sandler Sales that I took a long time ago, and it holds true today. People are more motivated by fear of loss than they are of the joy of gain. With this, you have the ability now, once you've trained different agents, you can take all this information and train your own individual agent. And you can see these secret desires, this pain, this fear of stagnation. Now your content that you create can really be focused on this fear that they have, this fear of missing out. That's essentially what this is. And then it even puts a buy-in trigger that their current stack is dumb and that it requires too much manual prompting to get a result. So with clients like that, with this, what we do is we build these agents that know their customer better than them because it does deep research. And then it can do automations every single day, just like this one, almost automatically just by putting in my website. Using this agent, the buyer persona, it helps you create the secret desire. They want to be envied for their efficiency. They want peers to wonder, how are they producing so much high quality content with such a lean team? We're constantly saying here, it's not a matter of if you want to scale to hire more people, it's a matter of creating architecture that enables you to build out a really powerful team. So it's not a matter of just hiring, it's hiring the right people and then empowering them with systems. So the point to the special agents and deep research, what our platform is built to do, and I just used us as an example, it doesn't just chat, it orchestrates. So it enables you to set every night, if you want to do a bunch of deep research on your competition or a specific field, and then analyze it and then sends it to you via Slack or via an email, or have it post for you into a specific group. Doesn't matter where you want to put it, it's going to give you that information that you need to do. So if you really wanted to do it, we could hit a deep research, and it would do deeper research into what people are looking for, what they need. And so, yeah, so if we want to address really how it is to go from just basic information to more advanced information, to have dynamic analysis of their behavior, the easiest way to do it is just come into the Bimoto Velocity Engine, go into your special agents, type in target market, and it's going to pull up this buyer persona lab. And with that, you're going to know the hopes, the fears, the dreams, the concerns, the pain of your clients. So there, Dave, there's the answer for that one. What next?
Very nice. That's a great way to analyze your client market more. I don't know if you wanted to take that to the inflation theme or not, if you wanted to address
all right, let's find this one on there. And I would go back and really simplistic, because this is a whole different analysis that we could use a CFO persona or a CFO agent on here. But one of the best ways to attack inflation is to decrease costs. And one of the best way to decrease costs is not just to hire people, but actually fire the wrong people and empower the right people. So inflation's a big concern for small business owners. In fact, we even had a team meeting this morning, and I was talking about some growth that we're starting to experience. Our CFO said, I may need to hire an assistant. And I said, no, you do not need to hire a new assistant. We're going to create an agent for you, which we're working on. And then within here, I'll show you something that you're able to do. If we're going to talk about inflation, one of the best things you can do is you can connect, all right, here, let's call all these different connections. You can connect your QuickBooks directly to the Bimoto engine. And then you can use one of our executive agents, you're going to see right in here, the Financial Intelligence Analyst, to be able to analyze your QuickBooks every single day, to look for trends, to look for revenue leakage, to look for different problems that your business is having that it's going to spot before you do. So don't staff up if you're worried about inflation. Empower your people with real, what we call steel and concrete infrastructure. It's actually just AI with a system that's going to analyze your data for you and help you understand how the trends are going, give you troubling areas, or areas that you can exploit at a higher level. So today we talked about, how do you really get to know your target market? That's the buyer persona. How do you fight inflation? Well, you don't hire people if you're concerned about that. You empower the current people, or even get rid of the underperformers and invest into architecture like we're talking about right here for the top performers. And when you do that, you have the ability to truly create systems that decrease your costs during a time when you're concerned about inflation.
That's really good. There's a lot of people with concerns right now, higher gas prices, higher overhead, everything. I think that's a prominent topic in a lot of discussions, inflation, and how to deal with it.
We are passionate. The last time I built a $10 million company, we had over 30 employees. I was overwhelmed trying to get all of these people, plus all of our 1099 salespeople in the field, to be able to perform. We had thousands and thousands of people associated with that company. That was a lot of pressure. My goal now with Bimoto is to get us also to a $10 million company, but to do it with less than 4 employees. That is the future. That's what you can do when you create true architecture and you have a purpose behind everything that you do. So anyways, Dave, thanks for the deep research. Get me some more for next week, and we're going to put this out every week. It's a new concern, it seems like, for people, and we'll show you efficient, easy ways to be able to decrease your costs, increase your profits, and have the time to do what you want, when you want, and with who you want when you have the right system.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff.